Struggling with art block? Have no idea what to draw or lack motivation to create anything? I'm going to share with you 5 easy ways to overcome art block today. Each one is extremely helpful, so make sure you stick to the end of this video. Make a finished product of an old, past, or recent artwork. And by product, I mean something you can hold in your hands that is not a drawing on paper or canvas, but an item that can be mass produced. It can be a pin, keychain, washi tape, etc. For these acrylic pins, I took an old mini painting I had done a few months back and sold. Redrew it digitally, adding the angry veins to make the product even cuter to fit the product aesthetic. I did the same thing for when they had their keychain sale. I colored a piece of that line work I had done of Demon Slayer way back, and I added roses and I changed up the design. Now, why should you do this? This gives a sense of accomplishment. Holding a completed product in your hand is far different from seeing a completed drawing in your sketchbook. That's why one gets a different feeling from holding a canvas, like a framed artwork or print, than they do of a piece of paper. It feels more permanent, more professional, and thus it feels like a bigger accomplishment. You will then feel encouraged, driven to create the next product, idea, or artwork. This one is extremely helpful if you're struggling to start a new sketchbook. A blank sketchbook keeps staring back at you no matter how long you stare at it. No matter how beautiful the sketchbook might look or feel in your hands, you just can't get something down. Take one of your many how-to books or art books you have on your shelf and do all the lessons in it. Don't own one, rent one from your local library or ask a friend to lend you one. Try to really grasp what the lessons are trying to teach you and the way they break down the lessons. Really study the material and strive to store what you learn in your long-term memory, not just your short-term memory. Now, you can pick a quick and easy drawing book for beginners and use this time to go back to the basics. Or maybe you prefer a bigger book, one that has more in-depth lessons and is targeted at more advanced artists and topics. Just pick one that you haven't finished before, or better yet, not even used yet. Decide how long you will take to finish it. A day, a week. I took just a little over a day to finish this drawing book. Why should you do this? When we are dealing with art block, it sometimes has to do with having no idea what to draw, or having way too many things we want to draw that we can't pick one and just never start. Taking a lesson and just following it deals with the need to figure out what to draw. One can just start, one can get immersed in the lesson, and before you know it, you have drawn 1, 2, even 3 pages. Or like I did, I ended up drawing 11 pages in total in just a little over a day. But you might also be asking, why finish it rather than just complete a lesson or 2? You are striving to get that accomplishment feeling. That feeling will help you overcome art block. When you complete something, you feel a sense of accomplishment, a sense of satisfaction, and that is what we are aiming for. Also, don't just try to finish it, but take the time to really break down the lessons and even go further. Like in many of my sketches that I did from this book, I followed the lessons in drawing the basic form, but before I move to the next steps in adding clothes and detail, I go over each pose and I try to really break it down. I define more of the shapes and pay attention as to why the pose was broken up that way. Another great reason to take out a how to draw book and complete lessons from it is that artists get art block because they feel inadequate, don't feel confident or like what they're drawing. Maybe the hands come out all wonky, the feet look like stumps, or the poses are stiff and boring. Pick a book that centers around the areas you're struggling with, and soon you will find you are enjoying drawing again. Getting better at what you struggle with will diminish the times you get art block and how long art block will last. Now, this one can be easy to misunderstand. I don't mean work on many different projects or mediums in one go. I mean set a goal of working on 2 or 3 pieces that are related to each other and done with the same medium. Take my last art challenge I did. I recently did a painting challenge where I tried to paint 7 paintings in 7 days. They were all fan art pieces done on the same type and size of canvas, and I used the same art medium, which was acrylics. I worked on 2 pieces at a time, sometimes 3 or 4. I painted the backgrounds first and then the skin on some of those pieces and vice versa. Taking turns, setting one aside and coming back to it as needed. Some paintings were finished in one day, some took the entire week. Another example is my Inktober artworks. I did one cohesive theme for all the drawings, and some days I would sketch a few of them, I would ink one or two, and I would add ink washes to another. So I wasn't just working on just one drawing that day. And I repeat the cycle each day for the entire month. Why should you do this? The big take here is that you end up finishing several pieces instead of just one. You become more productive and nail down your time management as a bonus. Also, at times we get art block because we don't like how our piece is coming out. The longer we look at our artwork, the more unhappy we get with it until we just don't want to draw anymore. Putting it aside and working on another artwork helps you get a new view on that piece when you come back to it later on. You're looking at it with a new set of eyes. You might realize it wasn't so bad or figure out what was wrong with it after a few hours. Finish past artwork, whether it is in your sketchbook or in a pile of unfinished canvases or paper stacks. Take this time to color something you just inked, or complete the coloring if you already had started to color it. You're just going through your sketchbook and picking out something and finalizing it. Maybe you have a few canvases on the side that you were really enjoying making, but for some reason they just ended up discarded and forgotten. Why should you do this? Well, sometimes for works in progress, you just lost the motivation or interest at the time. Going back to it after a few weeks or months, you get to see the piece in a new set of eyes. Does this sound familiar? I just mentioned it earlier. You might have the desire to finish it return, and if you have no idea what to paint or draw, sorting through some of your unfinished sketches or artworks gives you a starting point. I have quite a few works in progress that I have set aside that I go through when I don't have any idea what to draw or paint, and I just pick something from there. This also helps put into new perspective that works in progress or unfinished pieces doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing, as long as you come back to finish them as often as you can. Go out. Yes, this one is a doozy, but take in mind that I did say new places. Go visit a comic book store, anime store, or place you know you will enjoy but haven't been to yet. Go check out a local art gallery or art exhibit of your favorite artist. Distract yourself from that desk or blank screen or paper you keep staring at. Change scenery and make it the norm to do so. Make it a schedule to take a breather once a month or when you're close to finishing a project. Attend an art exhibit once or twice a year. Go on a nature walk. The options are endless. Why should you do this? One can get tired of staring at the same thing day after day, hour after hour. Watching a movie on your computer or YouTube only helps so much. The fact is, you're still in your room. You're still in your art studio. You're still in the place where you're feeling that art block. Different scenery helps, and you're also aiming to go to places that will strike your interest, your creativity. This is why some people try plein air or draw at a coffee shop and other places. If you're working on a medieval inspired piece, maybe fantasy characters that wear knight armor, check out a medieval exhibit. Seeing those massive weapons and metalworks in person is far different from seeing them on photos. Maybe it's an Egyptian-centered project. Go see some works from that time period. Maybe you're working on a Renaissance piece or a historical one. There are many art galleries and exhibits for those too. We're coming to the end of this video. We just went over 5 ways to overcome art block right now, today. Nothing is stopping you from overcoming it. Find which one of these 5 ways works best for you. For Sion, might be a mixture of them or maybe one in particular. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and smash that lovely bell so you get notified of more content like this one